Hey, business building warrior, welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio, the podcast that features incredible stories of very real people who are using the internet creatively to build beautiful businesses. And today we've got a great coach on our team. He's been on our show a few times, but he is into some exciting stuff right now. It's called A2A, or Amazon to Amazon flipping. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's perfectly legitimate. A lot of people do it, but we're on the creative cutting edge of using some amazing tools to find way more opportunity than you can ever invest in when it comes to buying items on Amazon and flipping them right back onto Amazon. In a recent month, Ryan, who you're going to meet here in just a minute if you don't know him, did $60,000 at over 22 points margin in Amazon to Amazon flips. He says 70% of his business now on Amazon is these flips. He also just returned from a trip to the Philippines where, among other things he got to do, he met some of the great people on his team. So he talks a little bit today about outsourcing, building a team in the Philippines. He's just a guy who is loving the stage of life that he's at. He loves what Amazon has made possible for his family and for himself, the flexibility of the lifestyle. He says very bluntly, and I completely agree, it's work, just like anything else in life worth having. It's work, but there's a system here that is beautiful. It's scalable, it's automatable, and one of the great creative strategies that we've got coming to you soon, we're actually building the content now. You can be part of it. We'll stick a link in the show notes with more information to it. You can go to provenamazoncourse.com/A2A. That's the letter A, the number 2, and the letter A, just 3 digits. And you'll see an update. Maybe the course is already launched by the time you hear this episode, but you can get in line and hear about the details of Ryan's A2A training. He's doing some amazingly creative things that I've never seen before that we can't wait to tell you about. So let's spend some time talking with Ryan. He's going to be at our conference as well. You hear us talking about that the last 3 days of May of 2025. That's the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st of May, 2025. Our community, hundreds of listeners to this podcast, are going to Orlando, Florida, a great resort. Rooms are about $109 a night. Come on and join us. The website is theprovenconference.com. And hey, if you've never been before, we've got scholarships as well. Or if maybe money's tight this year, we'd love to have you there. We've got some scholarships available. So jump on it at the website again, theprovenconference.com. There's a link to that and everything else in the show notes. Let's go spend some time with my good friend, Ryan, who is killing it with A2A flips right now. You're going to enjoy this. So, hey, Ryan, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Jim, as always.
Yeah, man, aren't we blessed, dude? Let's start here. I saw you taking some pictures recently, posting a trip to Philippines, right?
Yes.
Fill me in, man. Fill me in. What's going on?
A couple things actually with that. It was a mix of mission trip and business opportunity as well. I'll say, I think this business that I was kind of introduced to because of your community, thank you very much, kind of opened some of these doors. Yes. So, I've been using some team members in the Philippines for a couple years now. Right. And I have a mentor at church who's kind of helped me in this business as far as like getting my books straightened out and giving me some high level things to think about. And so he is aware of my business connections in the Philippines. And our church is involved in supporting about a dozen preachers on the North Island in the Philippines. And so we're making a concerted effort to not just send money abroad. Like we want to establish relationships, let them know, we're here for you, not just financially, and we want to know you personally. We want to know your families, and we want you to know us as well. We're connected beyond just finances.
Yes.
And so we've been making efforts to go overseas and spend time with these men. Well, the opportunity came up this year for some people to go again. The mentor at church is the one who's kind of heading this up. And he asked me to go. And, one, because of those connections, he knew I would be interested and have some things I could do there as well. But 2, because of this business, I have flexibility and options to do that. I didn't have to ask permission to take 2 weeks off. I took my laptop and did some work while I was there, but I was able to go there and be fully engaged, and got pushed into like doing some preaching, which was outside of my comfort zone as well. So that was a that was a fun experience.
Hey, just call it sharing if it makes you nervous.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, definitely. And it was nonstop, and it was
Mm,
exhausting and encouraging, uplifting, inspiring, so many things. It was just absolutely incredible on so
yeah.
many levels, and I would say humbling as well in many ways.
I bet you
Um,
have some gratitude in new places you never knew you had it before, either
yes,
going to somewhere like the Philippines, right?
yes, understatement.
I remember that same feeling when we came back from Guatemala. The longest we were there over 100 days, and just I was ready literally to kiss the ground. I mean, beautiful people, beautiful place,
Yeah,
but man, are we blessed or what, dude?
I'll tell you, like one of my biggest takeaways was that you see that, and you kind of feel like in a lot of ways they're disadvantaged, and there's a lot of poverty there. There's a lot of people just living poor, simple lives. But then
True,
like
true poverty. Yeah,
you spend time there, and then you realize also they are so rich in so many ways that we are lacking.
their family culture. We're comparing
Exactly.
Philippines and Guatemala, but just if family's all you got, it becomes very important. It becomes
Yes.
very fulfilling. Some of the
Yes.
happiest people I've ever met.
Yes.
Very little, but they had loving, solid families. They laughed and enjoyed each other. They invited us into their very humble homes, and it was a place of joy.
Yeah, it's right in your face. It's very obvious. Exactly what you're talking about is what I experienced too. And like we think, well, they need us, and like, no, they don't need us. We need them. Like,
Yes. Oh, need each other. That's the way God
yes,
does
yes,
things. That's
exactly.
that's what
Exactly.
business is. It goes back to me from one of the foundational reasons I got so fascinated by my now good friend Rabbi Daniel Lappin was when he started talking about business as it's not this thing where, hey, yeah, sometimes you're going to pick up some nice relationships along the way if you do business. No, relationships are the whole point. God built a system where transactions are the beginning of a mutually beneficial lifelong relationship. So these people you're doing business with and interacting with, the relationship is the whole point, becoming interdependent on each other. So to see you taking those pictures, posting them, seeing people you work with and people ministry, it all starts to blend. That's when I know that someone else is having those aha moments that I've had for a while now, is when it all starts to blend together and someone's like, oh, where does your business start and your ministry end? And where's it? Like, I have no clue, man. I got no clue. It's all one big mix of serving the people that God has put in my life.
Yeah. So a couple of my team members, they're on the South Island.
Okay.
So we're on the North Island,
Right.
and they took
Good
money out of
distance.
their own pocket to fly up to see me.
Wow.
And I won't say much more because I'm going to get very emotional talking about it. But it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was so awesome. And then when we left, I've got another team member. She's in Manila, and
Mhm.
we were able to spend a day there just because of layovers and stuff. So I
Right.
got to spend time with her there. So that wasn't the focus of the trip, but definitely moved the business forward in incredible ways.
Yeah.
So can't
But
wait to
how big
go
is
back.
your team? How big is your team in the Philippines? How many you got then? Three?
I've got two now. The two in the South Island, they were brother and sister. One of them is working for me now. The other one is working for somebody else. You know him as well. I don't need to say his name now, but he's on the coaching team as well. So then I've got another one in Manila who's working for
Okay.
me. Being there and talking to her, I found out, well, several of her other family members are also very experienced in the private label space.
Hmm.
And there's talent I can tap into there where I already have a connection and I can trust them, and I know their relative very closely. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Just new doors opening up all the time. I love the text you sent me today when we're setting this up. It's like Amazon is opening up so many doors right now, right? And it hasn't always been an easy journey, but I feel like you're really entering into the season of things lining up, things coming into alignment, the right relationships, the right timing, the right people, the right attitude. You're such an asset to the team, man. There's all kinds of things we could talk about, and I certainly want to talk about whatever else is on your mind, but I don't want to neglect that the fact that you're going to be with us at the conference in May, and you're into some really exciting stuff with A to A flips, Amazon to Amazon flips right now. and you're discovering new things all the time. You and I are texting back and forth, Keepa strategy and stuff that I think is going to really blow people away. So give us a little taste of what's coming up at that, and how's it going for you? Like, how's your business doing Amazon wise?
Sure. If you don't mind, I want to tease out one more thing before we
Sure,
share.
please, let's go.
I want to say too that you're talking about all the things aligning, and yes, I'm seeing that and feeling that, and also feeling that the work I'm doing is meaningful and has purpose,
Yeah.
which was lacking in a lot of my life, either just working at a job or some previous businesses. It was just like transactional. There's money, but there's no purpose. Like, is it really worthwhile? And I'm getting a lot of that now. And there's one other cool thing I just want to tease out a little bit. I can't spill all the beans on it yet, but me and the mentor I'm working with from church and one other guy from church, we've started a nonprofit. And the concept is we've already been sending some stuff to the Philippines, to the families we support. And I've also gotten some stuff sent to my teammates. But what we're looking at doing in the Amazon space is providing an opportunity where businesses can have an opportunity to write off inventory, and not just that, send it to their team and have it received by their team or somebody else who's been sponsored.
Oh, I like so a nonprofit, you can donate right off.
Yep.
If it's excess inventory something that could be used, I'm sure the numbers
not
have to make
everything,
sense.
not everything makes sense, but yeah, certain things make a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that's beautiful.
Not just having like a write off to something you don't know or donation you don't know. Like you could sponsor your VA and say, I want their name on the list. I want to get them something. So more details to come. That's just getting tested and fleshed out, but some cool stuff down the road.
That's incredible. So, well, let me just connect a couple dots. Maybe there's some people listening who don't realize, Ryan, just, we're talking true poverty, the Philippines, a lot of pride in their culture, incredible people, resilient people, right? Beautiful people, but $1 a day is the average minimum wage, dollar US. That's about what you'd think of as minimum wage. Here in the US, what are we at, $15? So they're making $1 a day US, and you can live reasonably well, comfortable, middle class lifestyle for if you got someone in the house earning $3, $4, $5 an hour, you're in pretty good shape.
Absolutely.
You're in real good shape. So that is an under-tapped resource, under-leveraged resource that's available to all of us as e-commerce warriors, no matter what your business model is. You got someone on the other side of the planet sleeping while you're working while you're sleeping, but they can contribute significantly to the success of your business. So a lot of us in the Amazon world or e-commerce world in general, we use those virtual assistants, and again, pay them $3 or $4 an hour, you're changing their life. But I love that you've got a vision for something bigger rolling, and can't wait to hear more about that. Thanks for teasing that out. I'm sure we'll hear more details at conference and afterwards. I'd love to have you as a regular guest, man. You're just one of those guys that always has great stories and insights to share. Love your creative brain. You've made some great suggestions for Keepa, by the way, that I've already run past them. Can't wait to hear back from them on those. But let's talk conference and Amazon to Amazon flips. Well, first, and how your business is doing. That's the rest of what I want to cover, plus whatever else is on your mind. Go wherever you want, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm heavily focused on A to A right now. It's been really good for me, so there's been no reason to really shift away from it. It has slowed down a little bit after Q4, but I would say OA has probably as well. But I remember seeing some comments in the Facebook group about, well, A to A is only good in Q4 and it's not sustainable year round. And that's baloney.
Yes. People shop year round.
Yeah. I just pulled this before so I could just give you some hard numbers, but January, $60,000 in revenue from A to A only. And that's at a 22% gross margin. February, 48,000 A to A only at 25% gross margins. This month is picking up, so it's going to be more than that. And A to A has been, it's averaging about 70% of my revenue. And that does not include what I would call like A to A adjacent, where maybe I found it searching for A to A opportunity, but then that just leads to the OA site to purchase it. To Walmart or Target or wherever else.
Yeah, you're stumbling across some great ASINs that you don't have to source just from Amazon. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And it could be that I missed the A to A. They sold out. but they were price matching somebody. Or it could be a very common issue is that they've got a sale they're price matching, but they limit your buy quantity to two. So
Right.
I want more than two. So I go over here and I buy more.
Find a website, buy more. You have the good ACE, and yeah.
So all that to say, A is not only good for Q4. That's kind of ridiculous to say. It's been really good. The downside of A, I think it can make you lazy because in a lot of ways it's easier than OA because you have to click less buttons.
Less button clicking. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon can spoil you and that you don't have to, get out of your pajamas to go to work. And then if you even have to click less buttons, it's even easier. It kind of spoils you.
Cartoon while you work,
yeah.
Right.
Spoils you from wanting to do a little bit of harder sourcing.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been really good. What some of the things I'm working on now, trying to focus on systematizing it and being able to outsource more of the tasks around A to A. So I think it could be done just as well as OA. It's just slightly different. So just need to hone in that system a little bit. That's kind of my next goal for A to A, so that I can focus my efforts on other areas, such as wholesale. I was able to attend a trade show this weekend and had some really awesome opportunities coming out of that trade show. And I can just see that just like anything else, just like if you were doing OA, you're going to limit yourself if you're the person doing all of the tasks. And if you're willing to take less profits and hand off some of the profits, you can chase down some much bigger opportunities and much bigger relationships. So
right. You're absolutely right. As you scale and grow and automate, that means adding a couple people to your team. Most likely, $3-4 an hour Filipinos in your case, which does take a little more margin, but gives you back your greatest resource, time. And you can create new, like you said, new income streams, new connections, relationships, travel to shows, that sort of thing, which that's the door that I think is the widest open to us as Amazon sellers right now. Is there continues to be so much confusion among brands that are trying to navigate Amazon, trying to get set up on Amazon. You can even help a company set up their own Amazon account and get paid well to do it and get a piece of the business and just help them monitor it. It's not a hard business model. And you're more than qualified after you've sold, hitting the numbers you're hitting, 60,000 a month and, that sort of thing. That's going to blow the minds of many brands. It's like, whoa, okay, yeah, you do know what you're doing. Yeah. Could you help us? Yeah. Right. So all kinds of opportunity out there.
A lot of these brands, they're very massive brands and big brands. And like, you think there's no way like they would have anything to do with you. But if you know a little bit of Amazon, 1,000 times more than they do about Amazon. They don't know anything about it. So
exactly. And it's such an undertapped reservoir of opportunity right now for Amazon sellers who've even had a $5,000 or $10,000 a month. You now know more than the vast majority of even big brands out there, because they're doing it all the wrong way. And that's the beauty of going through training and being part of our community. Here's the pitch that I tell people to say, Ryan, I don't want to get us too off the beaten path here, but talk to anybody and say, that has a brand or product they'd like to sell on Amazon. Say, I may not know all the answers, but I'm in a community that lives, eats, breathes, and sleeps Amazon with decades of experience. Multiple 7-figure sellers in the mix. And I can ask them anything I want, anytime I want, and get you really good answers. I just want to help you grow your brand. That's a pitch that will land you business, even if you're totally green and new, because brands don't want to mess with Amazon. They want to make stuff and sell stuff through the traditional channels they're used to, but they know Amazon is necessary. So yeah, that door is wide open. And yeah, going to trade shows and having those kind of conversations, you're going to pick up some clients. I love it. Well, so you're coming to the conference May, as when this episode comes out. May's coming at us pretty fast. We've become recognized as one of the top events in the space. Can't wait to do it. Hundreds of people already registered. Great venue. It's the last 3 days of May in Orlando, the 29th, 30th, 31st. So what are you going to be talking about? A little A to A, I'm assuming, right? And
I won't be able to get out of there without sharing pictures and talking about the why and what I'm doing and like what's driving me, and trying to tease people and pull that out of them as well. Like, I've had a lot of people ask me lately, like, how's Amazon? How's it going? How's your business? It's like, would you recommend somebody selling on Amazon? That kind of stuff. And I find myself telling people that there's a lot easier ways to make a lot of money. I think there's a lot of businesses that are easier. I think my previous business was even easier, but the flexibility is unmatched.
Right.
And I don't know if it's for everybody, but if you could build something like this and experience it, I don't think you would ever have it any other way. The other aspect of it is as you start to figure it out, it's so scalable, And I would encourage people, if you're thinking about coming to a conference and you haven't decided, you got to go just to see what's possible. And I would like to tease that out a little bit, like tap into people and like, why are you doing this? Because it's not going to be easy. If you think it's going to be easy, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
It's not, is it worth it? What do you want? Do you want something that is worth chasing? Because if you do, yeah, it's worth it. Go for it.
Yeah. The flexible lifestyle is, that's the whole reason over 23 years ago I got into e-commerce, was because I wanted to be able to look outside on a nice day and say, wow, that's good weather. I want to take my family to the zoo instead of whatever it is I'm supposed to do that day, and be able to do that. So I set about finding business models that allowed me to do that and started growing a community of others who thought the same way. So, the other observation, Ryan, is nothing worth having in life is ever easy. There's nothing easy. It's frustrating for me to be in the e-commerce education space when there's so many shiny objects out there saying, push a few buttons and make money. Like,
Right.
nothing worth having in life is easy. But if you're ready to do the work, this is scalable and automatable, as we're learning all the time, and new and creative ways to automate this whole thing, like you're doing. Build a team, like Kang did. $3 million business, one warehouse worker, one VA in the Philippines. You can do that.
Right. I think I missed some of the the heydays of the lockdown time with e-commerce, but I think that's been an advantage for me because I see so many people whining and moaning and complaining about how hard it is and how good it used to be. And I don't know how good it used to be. So
yeah,
that's probably a good thing for me because no, it's just, it's always tricky.
Yeah. No, business has always been, there's been waves, and it comes and it goes, and everything ebbs and flows. But with e-commerce specifically, just in case there's someone who's new to our community, I'll share a couple of stats that I'd like to share frequently to paint the picture. The fastest growing economic sector in the United States by far is e-commerce. And it's also a fairly small piece of our economy. It's only 15, 17% of all retail. So it's got a bright future, and it's still relatively small. That arena is set to explode with opportunity. So yeah, the stuff that was working 2 years ago doesn't work anymore. That whole line of logic, I've been hearing that for 23 years. Yeah, that's always going to be the case. You're always going to have to learn something new, pivot a little bit. But we're in a creative community that keeps finding more opportunities than we have time to pursue. We got people in our community right now finding dozens or hundreds of viable ASINs daily, plugging them into a tracking system and letting that system tell them when it's time to go shop and buy more. I mean, that scales, right? There's still going to be, painful little parts of the business you got to deal with, but that scales beautifully as a business model. And you're doing it the right way, man. You've built something awesome, and you're an inspiration, a great coach on the team. And I can't wait to see you at the conference.
I am really looking forward to it. And I'll say that this will be my my third time going. The first one, I was like nervous, forcing myself to go be around people and forcing myself to talk to people and do all that. And like this third time, I can't wait to go because I've made so many good friends there. And I will be able to see them again. I haven't been able to see them since last year. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to meeting new people. Thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit, share my story, and share some A to A strategies. And I'm sure I'll meet some other really cool people because of that. So
yeah, absolutely, man. That's the kind of people that we love putting on the stage. I think that's what makes our event a little special compared to others. And it's not expert speakers who spend their time going from stage to stage at different events. It's real people from our community who have built real businesses. That's who we put on stage. So just honored to have you there presenting, and love working with you, Ryan. Love your heart, man.
thank you, Jim.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.
Alrighty.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this great episode of Silent Sales Machine Radio. We have a very quick announcement that you don't want to miss right now.
Does anyone out there ever feel uncertain when choosing an ACE in a test? Like, it's ambiguous and you're not really sure?
Yeah, or like you have to stand on one leg on the second Tuesday of the first week of the month if the moon is in retrograde.
Right. And hold your mouth right. You got to remember to hold your mouth right. Then you might possibly
consider testing that ASIN someday, maybe.
Right. Sometimes Keepa seems overwhelming. Like it's got so many data points. What if I'm missing something? I'm afraid I'm missing something, so I don't want to pull the trigger. Right?
Yes. Well, we host a 2-day workshop that will demystify the process of building a predictable, scalable, and sustainable book of business on Amazon.
Yeah, it starts with a pre-flight inspection of a listing. So you can answer the question, should I go any further with this ASIN or do I need to move on?
If you get past that, we're going to show you how to apply 3 simple yes or no questions that will help you decide whether to pull the trigger or not.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this even a good ASIN to test?
Right. And if you do decide to test it, we'll help you implement a framework for a 4-week testing process. And this process is clear and methodical, and it'll tell you whether you should replenish that ASIN or not.
Now, in these 2 days, we're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to practice how to apply these critical concepts together. It's intense, it's focused, and it's packed with frameworks, quizzes, and actionable information that really is going to stack the deck in your favor when finding your first 100 replenishable ASINs.
Or your next 100 replenishable ASINs.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. You're going to leave with a roadmap to create your foundational book of business over the next few months.
Our next workshop is May 27th and 28th in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, but seating is limited. It's an intimate setting, but you'll be able to ask all of your questions, plus you'll hear all the questions of the other attendees.
Yeah, this is fun, dynamic, educational. It's a great experience where you will get to meet and work with other people who are doing the same things that you are with similar goals. Mm-hmm. Imagine how you would feel when you get back home after the workshop and you're feeling transformed from unsure to certain, from cautious to confident, from overwhelmed to empowered.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to stand on one leg anymore and hold your mouth right. Just
Right.
making sure, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So if you would like to feel that way, go to provenamazoncourse.com/100. That's provenamazoncourse.com/100. And we look forward to seeing you there because we're inspired by the accomplishments of others.
We're passionate about helping others reach their goals.
And we're committed to sharing the keys to success that have been shared with us.